Welcome back to the Fuel Show. We're now in the pits. And joining us today is Matt Crandel from Gran Prix Imports. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Longtime friend and cohort in the automotive world. I don't know if you'll admit that on tape, but now we're live. So, hey, listen, before we get into what we were going to have you come on today was project vehicles. We were going to talk a little bit about the history of Gran Prix Imports. Now, tell us a little bit about that.
Gran Prix Imports opened in early 2005, and we're a new and used car full-service dealership. We sell and service all makes and models of cars, but we really specialize in the high-end luxury and exotic models.
Now, you sell a couple new car lines as well. Now, one is obviously Panos, and they're having a rich history in Champ Car racing this year with supplying the chassis. That's got to be a great boost. And the other is Spyker.
Spyker, the Dutch supercar.
Yeah, and I've driven this car, and I can only tell you, if you have money unlimited, you have a 17,995 911 down there, but if in case you want to add a couple zeros, they have cars for you too. Now, all right, we've talked a little bit about the history of Gran Prix Imports and how you've gotten to where you're at now. Let's talk about the accessories. Now, you don't really necessarily have to have a pile of money to go down there and find something to accessorize your vehicle with.
Absolutely not. We do from the mild to the wild, to put it simply, but we do mainly into wheels and tires, superchargers, suspension to lower or raise your truck, track day setups for your performance cars, and or as simple as engine flash tuning, and of course sport and race exhaust systems.
Now, you talked a little bit about race day setups or track day setups. That's something that really kind of takes a pure art. You're basically taking someone's car, taking their information that they're feeding back to you. The car either wants to push or oversteer. You're able to take whatever performance car they might be driving and tailor it to their driving needs.
Absolutely, that's where our expertise comes in, because then we can bring the car in, set it to the right ride heights, adjust the parts that could be, maybe it needs a different sway bar, but mainly we can get it corner weighted so it's perfectly balanced.
Yeah, and I think that has to do with how people don't understand how important that is to really make a car handle the way that it should. Now, going into some of the accessories, you have one of the project vehicles down there that we'll have to take a peek at. It's a new Chevy Dually Crew Cab, and this thing has something that I've only seen one other place. Tell us a little bit about that modification.
Well, it's the brand new Crew Cab Dually diesel, and we've put 22.5-inch Alcoa semi-truck wheels on this thing, and it looks awesome.
Now, don't you have to do a lot of hub management system? I mean, do you have to rip out the whole suspension to do that, or how simple is it?
Well, we do a lot of research with all the products that we sell, and this kit is actually a hub-centric kit that puts on these wheels so you don't have any balancing problem. And the neat thing about it is the tires will last 200,000 miles.
Well, I guess you can even recap them. I don't know.
They are regroovable.
Oh, gosh, no. You don't do that down at Gran Prix Imports. Hey, now, you talked about some of the things you can do to performance cars. It's not just cars. It's sedans, it's SUVs, and like we just talked about, pickup trucks. You see a lot of superchargers on today's Mercedes. You guys dabble in that at all?
We carry in stock Kleemann superchargers and Magnuson superchargers, and they've been very, very popular this last year.
We want to talk about our projects going into 2007. We want you to be involved. Now, ours is going to be a truck. Are we just limited to things like tires and wheels when customizing a new truck?
No, there's lots of options, from exhaust systems to suspension systems to upgrading the engine's management systems.
Okay, now, when you're doing suspension and tires and wheels, we talked to the guys from 4-Wheel Parts a week ago, and they said gearing was really important. Can you help us with that?
Absolutely. The gearing is very important, because when you change the tire diameters, it changes all the gear ratios from the transmission to the rear end.
Well, I think we're going to close out in the pits for this week. Again, thanks for coming by. I appreciate that. You still owe me that Breitling watch. Now, listen, if you want to go down to GP Imports, it's located in Wilsonville. What's the phone number?
It's 503-570-1019.
Or gpimports.com. You can check out the link on thefuelshow.com. Once again, this is In the Pits, and we look forward to having you on the show with all our projects in 2007.